Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here to do my reviews for the week. Okay, first of all, Amazing Spider-Man 631, I have been enjoying Shed. Part 2 has really gotten me into the whole Shed story arc because, well, for one thing, this artwork is impressive with the Lizard's new form of all the spikes. And also, this story arc is more fun for the Gauntlet because now Kane's daughter is actually... Craven's daughter, is actually playing a more active role, and she's almost able to knock out Kane, but he's able to slip by her just by using his acid touch technique. And as far as the Lizard's concerned, we have Carly Cooper helping out both Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Well, actually, she helps Spidey out by telling Peter about the Connors attack, and then Spidey about where Kurt's son is. Now also this thought process between the Lizard and Connors as Kurt's is getting smaller while the Lizard's is getting larger as each personality is starting to take control. And during the fight between Spider-Man and the Lizard, I did enjoy how Lizard is able to summon all smaller lizards to attack him in some sort of lizard army, which is pretty cool. And again, Craven's daughter plays a more active role by kidnapping Billy Connors so that his father will find him and then kill him, ergo eliminating the Kurt Connors once and for all. So this has been a pretty fun read. It's been left off with a cliffhanger where, well, it's very much implied that Billy is dead, okay? I mean, I'm not entirely sure if he's dead or not, because who knows, maybe he pulled away. We're not really given any full detail on that, but, well, overall, Shed is a good story, and I would definitely recommend picking this up. And also, we have an issue of Web of Spider-Man that did not suck. We get an introduction to a new hero, anti-hero who's out to kill all the people who badmouth the new heroes of the Marvel Universe. And Peter applies for another job, but as usual he gets rejected because the job market sucks. His employment processes are a bitch. And Peter's feeling worse about himself since there's hardly anything for him to do as Spider-Man, so now he just decides to create his own website called spiderfail.org, which is declared as the greatest website by Mayor Jameson of New York City. And while he's talking to Betty and thanking her for setting it up, he gets an offer to put some advertising on his website, so there's some money there. But his happiness comes to an end when Flash Thompson shows up to yell at him, being the #1 Spidey fanboy, and Michelle yells at him again for using her computer and scanner to make his own website. And now the extremist, I just remembered the name, shows up saying that he's here to take out the person who made spiderfail.org. And of course Michelle sees him, but he has his gun on Peter, and Peter declares there's nobody here, and Spider-Sense is going crazy. So apparently the extremist's invisibility tactics could only allow him visibility for people who want to see him, or rather who aren't. I do find it strange. I can't really tell by Peter's tone if he really does think Extremist is there or not, because Michelle clearly sees him, whereas Peter does not, and he's aiming his gun at Peter, but I'm kind of getting to read off that Peter has no idea what's going on, since his spider sense is still flaring. So, yeah. Web of Spider-Man #8 was an excellent read. Perfect kickoff for the Heroic Age. Speaking of that, Siege #4 comes out. There will be spoilers for this, okay? So please, if you do not want me to spoil this for you, exit out of this video right now, and okay, it's pretty late, so go go to your local comics shop and buy this before continuing. Okay? Alright, good. Now, Siege number 4 was a pretty great read. One thing that really helped out the hero's battle was the involvement of Loki, God of Mischief. Because after seeing the damage, Loki has remorse and decides to just help out the heroes by using the North Stone and powering them up. In a way, this reminds me of a Dragon Ball Z episode, how all of a sudden Goku would just power up the Spirit Bomb with the other enemies and just defeat the villain. Unfortunately, the super power-up does not help the heroes that much, as the Void is still causing damage to them. And even though Thor unleashes a huge lightning bolt. But fortunately, Loki still helps by giving up his life to help stop the Void, which then gives Iron Man enough time to turn the helicarrier into a bullet, and boom! All of a sudden, Osborn tries to get away, but Cap stops him. And now the Void is back to being Robert Reynolds. And when Reynolds asks to be killed, Thor says no, and that he has to live with his sins, but then Thor at the last minute decides to kill him, with all the heroes revealing that it had to be done. And thus the Sentry is no more. And Thor throws the body in the sun. Now, everything's pretty much going as what everyone could have expected. The Dark Avengers and the Hood's gang are all in custody. Steve Rogers gives the Captain America mantle back to Bucky, and now Steve Rogers is the new head cop or head guy of the entire superhero community, and the Superhero Registration Act is repealed. One thing we did not expect, though, is that in place of the Sentry's watchtower will now be this Asgard. Will be a new structure created by Thor to symbolize that Earth and Asgard are now allies. And I do like this cool, and this shot at the end is just awesome. It really sets the tone for what's going to happen next. Alright, Siege number 4 was an excellent read, and it's a perfect kickoff to and it's a perfect transition between this and the Heroic Age, right? And, oh yeah, Dark Avengers number 16. The reason I'm reviewing this after Siege is because this is an epilogue. In fact, it even says right here, read Siege number 4 before you read this. Which is very useful. All I can say is, it's just pretty much what happened to the Dark Avengers after this. Moonstone and Bullseye try to break out, but then, double smack! And Dakin, of course, still in Oklahoma, just manages to sneak his way out by stealing a soldier's uniform and then throwing a grenade and stealing a jeep out. So he's on the lam. And Thor goes to talk to Phobos about Ares' death and tells him that his father would have wanted him to continue fighting and live life to the fullest and stuff. Now Steve Rogers talks to Victoria Hand about her involvement with Osborn, and he doesn't arrest her. He just tells her to be reported for Monday morning. But given she was a good employee, as seen in Dark Avengers. Now, Osborn is put in solitary confinement, but as we soon learn, it's not really so solitary after all. Yeah. So, Dark Avengers number 16, this is a good epilogue. Pretty short what happened to Moonstone and Bullseye. Dakin, of course, we probably knew would escape since he still has his own series out, Dark Wolverine. And Norman Osborn, the whole goblin entity being in his mind, that was something new that was established, and I found it to be very enjoyable. So that's pretty much all my Marvel Comics to review for this week. I enjoyed them all, so stay tuned for some DC reviews.